Pretty much everyone knows how a filament lamp works, but many people ignore the fact that a fluorescent tube works in a quite different way. So how does it actually work? Well, the fluorescence tube is basically just a glass tube with a fluorescent coating and contains mercury gas inside it at really low pressures. So as electricity flows through the tube, mercury molecules move around and collide, becoming ionized, and as a result of this ionization process, ultraviolet photons are emitted. But ultraviolet is not what we see. So how does that turn into visible light? That is where the fluorescent coating comes in. To understand that, we need to think of Bohr's atom. Let's think of an atom on the fluorescent coating having 3 cells, n equals 3, n equals 2, and the ground state n equals 1. These are 3 different energy levels on the atom, so while an electron in the n equals 1 shell will have an energy equal to 2 electron volts, an electron on the n equals 2 shell will have an energy equal to 8 electron volts. As the UV photons are emitted from the mercury ionization process, they pass through the fluorescent coating and collide with electrons at different energy levels. Now, according to Einstein and his photoelectric effect, if the energy transferred to the electron during the collision exceeds a threshold known as the work function, this electron will be emitted as a photoelectron. In this case, the work function will just be the difference between the outer shell and the ground state, so it will just be 8 electron volts. But what happens if the energy transferred is less than the work function? Let's assume that a UV photon collides with an electron in the ground state and transfers 6 electron volts of energy to it. That is less than the work function, but is equal to the energy difference between the n equals 1 and the n equals 2 shell. So this electron will now excite, meaning it will move up an energy level, but that leaves the atom quite unstable, as the n equals 1 cell has a gap and there is one more electron in the n equals 2 shell than the shell can actually take. So atoms don't like being unstable, so sooner or later an electron in the n equals 2 shell will de-excite back to the ground state. The ground state is an energy level of only 2 electron volts, so there is 6 electron volts of excess energy. According to the law of conservation of energy, energy cannot be destroyed but only transferred between types. So this excess energy will be emitted out of the system as an electron in the visible spectrum, which is what we see. So next time you switch on the light, just remember, you make a bunch of electrons really excited.